I didn't know what was going on. Like, I didn't have any coordination, I didn't have any orientation
You got
to
this,
where I
right?
was. I just couldn't move.
Let's get the party started. See you at the bar, you was hardly talking. That's when I knew that your heart was scarring. Friends to lovers need a part to star in. Like, wait, babe, let me ask you part.
So last time you guys saw me, I just finished Ironman Cairns, and I said I was heading to Ironman WA to continue chasing sub 10. About a month after Cairns, I got a pretty bad shoulder injury. Wasn't able to swim, wasn't able to ride my triathlon bike, so I needed a different outlet, needed something different to chase. I wasn't able to train triathlon. So just sort of was looking around at a few different options, was talking to Sam, testing out sort of what we thought might be a good fit and what we thought would be a worthwhile pursuit, and all roads kind of led to Kosci.
I pull up in Lexus like it's 07, I just hit a lick, I gotta hit the next one. Last year I know you learned your lesson, I could GPS you if you need addressing. Boss up, I'm a bigger homie, but I'm 1 year older than my little homie. 09, they was bidding on me, but I'm young money, got it written on me.
We set a pretty strict criteria in terms of the fact it had to be something worthwhile pursuing, had to be something I'd be proud of accomplishing. It had to be worth the resources and time that you need to dedicate to an event, and it had to contribute to eventually achieving a sub 10-hour Ironman, which is still my ultimate goal, and we felt Kosci ticked all of those boxes and some, so yeah. Training for this has been really interesting. It's been a lot different to Ironman training. It's obviously only one modality, so we're just running all the time, but very sport specific, spending a lot of time on the trails. So interestingly, I found it a lot more fun. I wouldn't say I find Ironman training fun. Ironman training is something that I feel like I do because I need to and because it's something I want to pursue, whereas trail running is a passion and something that I really, really just enjoy doing, and would do it in my spare time even if I didn't have a race. Yeah, so preparation was pretty routine. Obviously we've done this quite a few times with Ironman and a few other different endurance events, so we've got pretty down pat. Try and get to our location 2 or 3 days before we race, bring as much as we can from home if we're able to, or go and buy all of the same products we would normally have, so all the same nutrition, all of the same foods that we have on a day-to-day basis, try and keep everything as routine as possible. Yeah, so I think one of the things that's interesting about trail running versus Ironman is we have a crew and we are almost self-reliant, like so that there are aid stations set up, but really your crew is bringing everything checkpoint to checkpoint. So a big part of it is sitting down with them beforehand, sitting down with Sam, sitting down with Brenton, running them through, this is where I think I'm going to be, this is what I think I'm going to need. If things are going wrong, this is option A, B, and C. If things are going right, this is option A, B, and C. And really just trying to account for as many different variables as possible.
Freezing. Be like Mickey Mouse. It's like 24 hours out from the race, 24 hours out from Kosci 100, so just the last little shakeout run before the big dance. So we'll just head down this trail down here, and it's part of the miler course. Just go stretch our legs for 20 or 30 minutes, then go get a coffee, and then we go watch Sam run 30 Ks.
You had the fire on this morning.
Yeah, mate, it's cold here.
It is.
It is so cold here. It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow on the mountain if the wind stays like this. It's going to make for a very challenging race. Something that you can't really prepare for is wind.
How you guys feeling? Good?
Yeah, I actually feel super strong, really fresh. Good to go. Jimmy's not
Me
used.
too.
Jimmy's not used to the altitude. He's fucking cooked. He's been running the whole thing with carrying this gimbal.
Fair play. How you feeling?
Good. Yeah. 30k today, longest trail run I've ever done, so it'll be interesting.
A little coffee, mate, warming up. Sam's about to run the 30k. We're gonna sort of spectate her. Her course is the last 30k's of my race, so I'm gonna use it to scope out some transitions and some aid stations, things like that. But right now we're just trying to stay freaking warm. It is cold as fuck. Fuel of the gods.
How you feeling?
Yeah, man, just doing the final touches on all of our nutrition, and then we're set. Everything else is out of my hands now. Got crew, they know what we got to do is go run, so.
Just a long run.
It's just, yeah, a little bit longer than normal long run.
I'm just ready to go. I just need to get that in.
Boys are on.
Boys are on.
Boys are on.
How you feeling?
Yeah, good. We're just about to roll out. Good night's kip. I'm ready to go.
Yeah?
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Race morning, woke up nice and early, sort of 4:30 in the morning. We had a 7:30 a.m. start, and everything felt pretty normal at the start until it was time to eat. Breakfast didn't sit particularly well. I just wasn't super hungry. I wasn't, normally before a race I have no issue eating, and I just still did everything I needed to do, but everything just felt a little bit off, and write it off as nerves and think, yep, we should be right. I'll get up there, I'll get to the start line, and everything will be sweet. I have this weird thing with a race where maybe an hour or two beforehand, I'm pretty nervous, but then as soon as I'm geared up, ready to go, whether that's an Ironman, whether it's a trail run, whatever, I just have this weird sense of calm where I'm like, okay, all this hard work's gonna get put on show now, and I know I'm ready for this.
20 minutes, mate. Get organised now, get warmed up. That wind's going to be pretty gnarly today, so we're going to take some early precaution.
Hello, boys.
I wanted to get out fast and get ahead of some of the runners. About 2 or 3 Ks in, it pretty much goes straight down to single track from Perisher all the way up to Kosciuszko. So it's kind of like the first 25, 28 kilometers. It's all uphill. So it's a tough run, and I knew that going in, that if I could push the pace all the way up there, The conditions were pretty gnarly. It was freezing. The wind was howling. We had wind gusts of over 120 kilometers an hour during the day.
Next one, can you just open it so you just push it out? Dealing with this wind's pretty next level, but we're out of the traffic now. It's a bit more open, so should be able to good, tape, fresh socks. Big fella! Yeah, boy! Get through to the next checkpoint as strong as possible. Yeah. That's half the climbing of the course done.
Yeah, I feel fresh. I slowed down a bit just to get the heart rate back in line. Hardest part to come. We'll see on the other side of it.
From checkpoint 1 to the summit of Kosci, just do your best to eat as much as you can going uphill, and then don't worry about eating on the downhill. By about halfway up Kosci, I started to get quite sick and started throwing up, and was just losing nutrition and hydration, which obviously isn't ideal.
One down.
Got to the top of Kosci and you've got about 10 Ks till the second checkpoint. So push the pace as much as you can without going over the top. When you get to the checkpoint, have some Coke to settle your stomach, get some fresh nutrition, and just try and restart from scratch.
Slippery, the wind's just so brutal. I felt just so strong, so like really good. Like all of that hill training's paid off to be able to recover that quickly and then get down in under an hour. Is like taking my feet, started getting a little bit of a hot spot. All right, having a little bit of gut issues at the moment, so. No, I'll be good. I just came to the front because I'm a little bit not drinking as much.
10 kilometers from there to Guthaga. It's a very, very runnable section, and my original strategy was I really wanted to try and push the pace through Guthaga, thinking, okay, you're going to be at about the 50k mark. That's very, very runnable. The next section is quite hilly, back to Perisher, so you're probably going to do a fair bit of walking. And I noticed I'd started to sweat, which this is the first point in the whole race I'd started to sweat. And for me, that's a really good indicator that my body is starting to, I guess, warm up. I pretty much hadn't sweat for the first 50Ks, and like that's why I wasn't taking in hydration, that's why I wasn't taking in nutrition. Perisher was the next checkpoint. It's about 60-ish kilometers into the race. I guess that was my first major stop where I was like, okay, I'm okay to sit down. It was really like just a big pit stop rather than just in and out.
Yeah, just gotta make up some Powerade bottles. He knows that from training, he knows that he can stomach the Powerade.
Boys, we've got a riser in our midst. He won't get the last lap, it's the last thing he did. And he used to roll around in that red dirt mud. But now he's skipping town and that riser's out for blood. Don't stop going south. 'cause they'll let you play your music real damn loud. Don't stop heading south. They won't understand the words that are pouring from your mouth. And that boy, he called his daddy, tell him what he did.
Yeah, I haven't even touched the snake. I can't stomach them. They're going down sweet.
So you go up a set of stairs inside where we were this morning.
And he certainly came to learn. People come to watch you fall. He's out to make a name and
Here we
pull
go.
out of them all. They'll never understand that boy and his kind. All they comprehend is a fucking dollar sign. So don't stop going south, 'cause they'll let you play your music.
One of the great things about having Jimmy with us is he sort of runs me to the aid station, sort of points out where to go, so I don't really have to think. I really felt like at that aid station, I was like, okay, like I could feel myself sort of coming back up and feeling healthier. It's about 14 kilometers. Your goal in that section is just to eat and drink as much food as possible. Because if you don't do it here, you're not going to finish this race. So coming into Bullock's Flat, I'd pretty much eaten everything that the crew had gave me. So I was really, really positive about that and really optimistic, being like, cool, I'm back, nailed all of my calories, had a lot of hydration, feeling really, really good. Again, the crew just smashed me with Sprite, fruit purees, watermelon, just got all the calories in that I could. And I was in and out of there really quick and feeling really good, really positive.
Calories in on that leg. What's the same? Be under.
Let's go, boy. See you soon.
See you, bro.
Kilometers 70 through to 90, pretty much unmanned. There's one aid station, but it's just a basic setup where they've got a couple of crew members, but none of my crew could get there. So you pretty much have 20 kilometers by yourself. And that was actually probably my best 20 kilometers of the race. I was super consistent with pace. Saw the crew at Friday Flats or Village Green Checkpoint, which is at Red Bow, so like right next to the finish line. You can hear the music playing, you can hear the announcers. And it's just like, okay, like it's just this last stint.
Pretty much ate everything on that strip. Everything's back to normal now.
Perfect. Sleeve. Thermal's there, but it's wet. Do you have a dry one in your pack?
The last 14 kilometers of the Mount Kosciuszko course is called Dead Horse Gap into Eagle's Nest, and it is a 10-kilometer brutal uphill climb. Probably the hardest climb on the whole course, just based on terrain. What added to that was, at about 2 kilometers after I left the aid station, I got this weird feeling where I just started getting really, really tired, like to the point where I could probably just lay down on the trail and fall asleep. My vision started to go in and out, started to go very blurry, and then I started to get dizzy, and I started stumbling on the trail, and everything that was in my body, all of the energy, everything I had just left me. I really thought at 92 kilometers, I might actually DNF this race with 10 kilometers to go, and that was like a very confronting feeling, because like I didn't have any coordination, I didn't have any orientation to where I was just all over the shop. 2 or 3 meters of walking and then lean on my trekking poles and rest, and then 5 meters of walking and then rest, and then it took me so long to do that last section, and I just didn't know. I didn't know when it would end. I didn't know if I would make it to the top. I didn't know what was going to happen. But the amount of people I passed hours ago, back at Bullock's Flat, back at Ngara Campground, even at Perisher, they were passing me. That's how slow I was moving. They had made up hours of time. That last 14 kilometers was the hardest thing mentally I have ever done. Maybe 3 hours later, got to the top. Everyone sort of says, oh, it's a 4K downhill, which is lovely, and you know, you just get to cruise back to the finish. 3 or 4 foot stair drops you are doing, climbing over tree roots, climbing over rocks, and trying to go downhill at night with your head torch. All of a sudden, you go around this corner and you can just see the finish line all lit up, and you're like, okay, we're here, and 500 or 600 meters away, and that 500 or 600 meters away might as well have been another 100 kilometers. Nearly 17 hours across the finish line. As soon as I crossed the finish line, I said, I need to see a medic, now. I said, sit down in the wheelchair and we'll sort you out. Everything, my senses all came back pretty quickly, which was good. Yeah, it was a wild day. It was a big day.
So you made it, mate. You good?
John, some food, mate?
In a sec. How's the big boy doing?
Probably feeling about as good as you at the minute, but he's still moving.
Where's he at? Has he gone for a 90? I'm not disappointed in effort, it's just disappointed in how it played out. I just had no control over it, I couldn't do anything. Just the world just closed in. I was just in a world of hurt and I couldn't get out of it.
Want any sauce?
No, good thing.
Yeah, I didn't think so. There's Coke as well.
I sat down I don't know how many times, and I got through a quarter of an LCM bar.
Yeah.
That was multiple attempts at eating. I just couldn't do anything.
You just do well to chew, mate. I can't even do that.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Yeah, nice.
Has anyone heard from Stacey?
I definitely thought there would be a lot of similarities between that and Ironman in terms of, I know what it feels like to be on the move for 10, 12, 14 hours. I know what it feels like to push hard. I know what it feels like to do long endurance events, and I really didn't find a lot of similarities, even in hindsight. It was such a different experience, such a different sport. Just everything was different, and maybe that was something I really wasn't expecting. I thought, even in hindsight, I thought, oh, that was the same and that was the same, and there would be a lot of overlap, but it was an experience.